Welcome back to Myth Machine and Delta Green, where characters come to die or slowly but surely go insane. Because that is how Delta Green works. It is the role-playing game of everything's destruction. Soul, body, and mind. Also, apparently, charm and social skills, because we have at least someone with... What is the highest charisma in this group right now?
I think I dunked all my skills into charisma, so it might be me.
I think it's still Blair with a 10. That's what I think.
Nope, I've got an 8.
Oh!
I've got a 15.
So it's Gwyn with a 15. Okay. Unfortunately, the player who played Morrigan won't be able to join us for a while, so clearly Morrigan was assessed by Agent Harriet to go to a therapist and is not cleared for field duty yet, which is honestly the most sane and responsible thing Delta Green can do as an organization, because we don't want a murderous psychopath on the loose, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be useful.
No, it would be terrible and bad and all sorts of things.
It's useful if you can aim them.
If you can aim them, yes. If you can aim them.
That would be more useful to us than just someone who's just like stealing compulsively. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, this show is rated R for all the cosmic horrors you can swallow, be it physical, mental, and otherwise. Yeah. When we last met our heroes, they were resting and recuperating in wherever they go when they're not part of Delta Green, which is a whole lot of people, a whole lot of places. Basically, spread out all across the map, doing normal work for FBI, not involving creepy supernatural things. Which, in this case, was 6 months of aftermath. You managed to eliminate the skinheads in that cabin at the end of Dead Letter, but your primary targets, including the kidnapped activists Dwight and Fiona, had disappeared through a secret tunnel. And all you could do was to stage the scene to look like an intense firefight, covering up the one-sided slaughter as best as you could. You found a massive stockpile of military-grade weapons and explosives, and you secured what you could for a future green box, which was a lot of weapons. I'm sure Delta Green will be very pleased with this. A lot of weapons and explosives. But it's all in San Francisco. Out here, you can't use it. Very sad. The psychological toll of your last op was immense. You suffered significant sanity loss. Everybody except Richtofen, because Richtofen is a new character and still has some sanity points, have gone through their breaking points basically with a truck or a wrecking ball. Dr. Blair developed depersonalization disorder, feeling disconnected from everything. Jack Morgan, already unstable, has dissociative identity disorder, and Gwyn has megalomania now. And Richtofen was officially assigned to Z-Cell to cover some of the losses here, and is now gone from Agent Hassel to become Agent Zahn. Alphonse was pleased with at least finding the Karotechia, that it might actually still exist, and you are now considered the foremost experts on this resurgent occultist group. So you were ordered to lay low, recover, and be ready for the next move. And you had 6 months of downtime, actually, plus or minus, give or take a week or so. There was a lot of therapy during this downtime, but also family drama, which is often the case between missions, honestly. And yeah, relations with various family members soured, as it were. Zahn used his downtime to stay on the case and went to Germany for a while and uncovered some rumors about the Kali cartel in Colombia using zombies and a series of targeted grave robberies of high-ranking Nazis in Germany. These were not the highest-ranking Nazis because they don't have graves, because they would become a place of pilgrimage for various neo-Nazis and so on. But still, there are graves out there from various killed SS veterans, and apparently those graves have been plundered. The last thing you did was apparently having movie night, watching the animated film Ants. And because the main character's name is Z, it became an inside joke for the cell. And that's when the call came, of course. You were going to be detailed to a new FBI task force in New York City. Your mission is to conduct surveillance on a Holocaust denial conference, searching out for any connections to the Karotechia. Should the Karotechia resurface in the US, this might just be the place for them to try to do. You'll be working alongside regular FBI agents who are not cleared for Delta Green, which means that you will need some discretion. And of course, as is always the case, before the op started, you went to the green box and found weird things, like an inflatable boat that was in fact inflated, a book of strange poetry titled The People of the Monolith, and a collection of cardboard standees of the original Star Trek cast, because of course. So this is where we are now, folks. And it is time for you to head over to the briefing.
Yay!
Yay! What you always wanted, right?
Yippee!
Sure.
Sorry, I'm eating chicken tenders. Yes, I've waited my whole life for this.
Obviously. What else could possibly be more exciting than a briefing at an FBI office?
I came here to eat chicken tenders and fight Nazis, and I've only got 2 chicken tenders left.
There will be Nazis too. Maybe, yeah, it's gonna be a Holocaust denial conference. Obviously, there will be Nazis too.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I would put that at close enough.
Close enough,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. This is a 9 a.m. meeting downtown Manhattan in the FBI building, and you will see a lot of new faces that you haven't seen before, none of whom, as far as you know, are cleared for Delta Green. All of them are also quite young, actually. You're getting into the offices this morning, like it's all the usual chatter that goes on in an FBI office. Printers printing things, people running with documents, coffee, the smell of coffee, which immediately triggers memories of Morrigan, who would be salivating at the prospect. And lots of suits and business casual around here, as well as the usual bullpen with FBI agents in various departments and working their cases. You have a conference room all to yourself. And there you have 3 very fresh faces, really. They look like they're in their mid to late 20s, all of them. And I guess to Blair, that will look like they are basically just kids. Richtofen is also at least 5 years their senior, if not more. Gwyn, you blend right in!
Yay!
Yeah, and since you blend right in, and you are also a very approachable person, aren't you? I think the young ones around here will introduce themselves to you. Faulkner, Lynn, and Taylor, respectively, they will start shaking your hands and making comments like, "Oh, are you also a recent grad? Is this your first field assignment as well?"
On a few. Graduated early and all that.
Oh, really? Well,
Yep.
yeah, we went to Quantico together. Yeah.
Hey.
We're doing our first 2-year stint before going to other offices. I think it's mostly Taylor speaking at this point because he's a little bit more extroverted than the others probably. So it's going to be exciting. Maybe not exciting, but it's going to be a good experience to have under the belt, you know?
Of course, any experience is good experience.
There are probably some experiences I wouldn't like to have as much as the others, but to serve and protect and all that, that's what we're here for, isn't it?
When I say good experience, I don't exactly mean pleasant experience. Guess I should clarify.
Well, that's part of the job too, isn't it?
Yeah, gotta stand between the public and the ugly.
That's right, says Lynn. That's why we're here. We're not here to have pleasant experiences. We're here for a cause. We're here for a duty. She nods. She's very serious-minded, this young lady. Absolutely. Kind of petite, slim, bright blue eyes, brown hair. Faulkner is tall and thin. And just looks very all-American, doesn't he? In the very waspy type of way. While Taylor is tall and handsome and cracks a smile and I don't know, what are some thoughts of veterans when looking at these young bloods?
I would like to try and make a human check. Obviously, they are young, but I'm gonna try and look and see how actually experienced. I want to see how tired they look.
Very well. Should I roll for you? Can you Oh, there you go. You're accessing everything. Yeah,
I'm
we
in it.
start out strong with a failure. The first roll of the new op is a failure. That's how we roll here. You have no idea.
That's fair.
Can't get a read on them right now. They seem young enough. Taylor is friendly enough to speak to. I think none of the three are approaching Blair because Blair looks like every single one of her 42 years, don't you, Blair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For this meeting in particular, Richtofen would actually be wearing a black suit and black tie.
Yep. Yep, that makes
He
sense.
probably, after some of the comments about his mustache last session, you would notice that he's also started to try to grow the stubble out to catch up with it.
Oh.
Much
We're gonna get a full
appreciated.
beard, are we?
He's working on it. He's getting there.
Working on it. Okay. Yeah. I think Faulkner will notice the stubble, as it were, maybe unconsciously just going over his own very clean cheeks, because he has shaved properly this morning. There is not a single hair escaped his razor on the chin this time. His chin looks like you could chisel with it, basically, definitely. But yeah, he's nodding. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name's Faulkner. I used to be an assistant state attorney. I've been with the badge now for about 10 months. I'm happy to be with all of you. Apparently, the one out of these three who is the veteran is Taylor, because he's been out of Quantico for all 11 months.
Very nice.
Yeah. All that experience under his belt now. Almost a year coming up on. Anyway.
He must have seen it all.
What was that?
I said he must have seen it all by now.
He is not going to pretend to have seen it all? Definitely not. No. Not even slightly. Anyway, the briefing will begin as your special agent in charge will arrive and ask you all to have a seat. And it's 1999, which means that you can actually do slides now, right? Like a slideshow. I don't know when PowerPoint was invented. When was PowerPoint invented? It was invented... Oh, it's been around for a while since the... Okay, the first Windows release is PowerPoint 2.0 in 1990. So, yeah, we've had modern slideshows for 6 years now. This guy is using a slideshow. This is high tech, y'all. This is high tech. Do we have anyone here with SIGINT at all? No? Okay.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Anyway.
No.
Welcome to this briefing. It's already been mentioned, I believe, to at least some of you that this task force here has been put together to put down surveillance on our local neighborhood Holocaust deniers. Apparently, these people exist all over the country, and they've decided to make New York their haunt for a weekend in about a week from now. And it is our job, it's your job, with Special Agent Blair taking point by seniority. Congratulations, Blair. To surveil the organizers of this conference. Your mission here is to ascertain whether any of these organizers, or indeed anyone else invited to this conference, may be connected to, have links to, other more sinister organizations that plan and carry out unlawful activities. I don't have to repeat the whole situations that we've had over the past decade with Waco and other such moments. There's been enough situations with militias for us to last a lifetime, hasn't there? We don't need any more of that, and if this conference serves as a meeting place and a place for such organizations and networks, formal or informal, to plan and carry out anything the like, or terrorist activities, or harassment activities, any and all that we can think of. We want to keep tabs on them, and we want to stop them before they do anything stupid or bad. Now, in your briefings, and he's going to hand out a briefing package to all of you, you will have the 4 subjects that you will be observing. Of course, you will be assigned appropriate equipment, microphones, parabolic microphones, video cameras, still photography, any and all non-intrusive means of monitoring these 4 men may be used. You may follow them, you may watch them, you may note their contacts, you may record their contacts. At this stage, there is no probable cause to believe that a crime is being planned or have committed or is being committed. You do not have legal authority to plant listening devices. You do not have authority to tap phones, to search their computers, to enter the private premises of these, like the domiciles of these subjects. And any and all of such activities will go through the normal channels, of course. You will have to sign those. You'll have to get those warrants signed by a judge. This is not going to be, I hope, for everyone's sake, an action-packed detail. It's going to be... And now he's really turning to the young ones in the group. It's going to be boring. You're going to be sitting in a car or somewhere where you can set up your surveillance. And you're going to watch these people day in and day out through a week, including their actual conference. And if by any chance they actually do something that requires our attention more specifically, that's when we act. Preferably, we don't have to act at all. Preferably, this is an intelligence mission, folks. You are gathering information about these people. You are establishing intelligence over the network of white power groups that these guys will be gathering. And that's it. We want to trace people back to the ones who are actually doing the bad things. These guys just happen to organize the meeting place, as far as we know. So I don't want to see any cowboy shit. Am I understood?
Copy.
Understood.
Crystal clear.
Very good. Now, if you will open your briefings, let's go over who these guys are, shall we? They have a gathering then for extremist Holocaust denial organizations and associates in New York City. Subjects may be hostile towards law enforcement. You should expect it. Several have military experience and or criminal histories. Use appropriate contact protocols. Do not disclose investigative methods or confidential sources, obviously. We have 4 primary subjects here. They are the organizers behind this conference. The first one is Peter Hames. He is a retired white Caucasian male, limps on his right leg. He used to fly B-17s in the war. And he lives alone as far as we know. He lives in Fairview, Ohio. And he enlisted in 43, married in 55. He's been arrested 3 times for assault, but no charges were filed, and therefore no convictions. He has written several books: Air Power in 1960, Hitler's Germany in 68, and Rise of the Reich in 74. He was a member of the Fairview John Birch Society and the Fairview Veterans Association. And the risk indicators is his history of assault arrests and his known extremist affiliations and publishing activity. Next, Michael Drinkwater. He is, or was, I should say, a professor of history. Let's just say that his views on history did not sit well with his history department. And I don't think there's any university that would touch him with a pair of pliers by now. He was born in 49, and he got a PhD in England in the 70s. He has been arrested for driving while intoxicated and convicted for that as well. He wrote books about Hitler and the Nazis in 78, The Jewish Problem in Germany, 35 to 45, 1986. Yeah, that's an interesting title, isn't it? And he was last employed by Boston University, and they let him go, as it were.
Have I heard of this guy? Being from Boston and being involved in the study of history in Germany?
Yeah, I'd say you would have. I say you
Okay.
would, yeah. When someone in a university is discovered to have actual Nazi sympathies, they will... There's going to be a lot of talk about it.
Okay.
A lot of gossip. Because they have to go through... If you have tenure at a university, it's really hard to get you fired, regardless of your opinions. But there is a limit even for that, so it's not unprecedented to someone who becomes a Holocaust denier let go from university. So, yeah. I think he's probably, from your point of view, Richthofen, he's probably going to be one of these people who are raving against mainstream media and the conspiracy that is, and so on and so forth. Because why you say that we should have freedom of speech, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Our third subject, Alan Brunt, has at least one alias, Alexis Bellman. He is the publisher of The Review, which is the magazine that these four gentlemen have organized together. He is 41, out of Florida, has been arrested for forgery and assault, as well as possession of narcotics. He was acquitted for the forgery, but was convicted for the two other charges. And a whole bunch of parking citations. I don't know what you want to do with that. He is the editor and owner of Review Press and publisher of Truth newsletter and website, and currently under investigation for mail fraud. The fact that he's using aliases is certainly a reason to keep an eye on him as well. And of course, he is the one who is doing the active distribution of these particular publications. Finally, we have Steven Colm, 55, accountant. He is divorced, born 45, no known criminal record, divorced, I mentioned that. He works for Harwick, Chatterton, and Merlot, and he has decent financial access, organizational capability. He doesn't have a criminal record, which makes him ideal for being the face of this group. Enclosed, there will be pictures, of course.
And sorry, how do we think that he's connected? Do we know he's going to be there, like guest list or something?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he is one of the organizers.
Oh, got it. This is the organizer list. Okay.
Yeah. He is also the one who lives in New York. He will not need to travel. The others will be traveling here from various places across the country. Drinkwater will come in 4:15 p.m. He's coming from Providence, Rhode Island. Tomorrow, 4:15. And he has a booking for Marriott Hotel. Peter Hames will come in at 10 p.m. with American Airlines from Toledo, Ohio in 4 days from now. And Alan Brunt is taking a train from Holden, Connecticut, and he will come in 4:45 in 2 days. They're all booked in the Marriott and various hotel rooms.
Cool.
We have room 1210 for Drinkwater, Hames has room 1126, and Brunt has 1702. And yeah, that is their itineraries. The conference will, if today is day 1, the conference will start on day 7 and end on day 9 of our timeline. And that is what I have for you. It is now up to you to organize your surveillance and have fun with that. Good luck. Let's hope that they're actually completely harmless idiots and can't organize their way out of a paper bag and will just stick to ranting and raving about evil Zionist conspiracies or whatever during the conference. Personally, I think they could turn off the air supply to the conference room, but when do I ever get what I want? So just stick to the rules and pick up all the interesting information that will lead us to people who will actually do things that are worse than talking, and then we might get somewhere, perhaps. Good luck, everyone. Blair, you have the floor. Everybody's looking towards you now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How about we get a room at the Marriott?
Yeah. Start with getting a room.
You could absolutely get a room
Unpacking.
at the Marriott. Well,
And
Faulkner,
probably
Lynn,
secret
I mean,
rooms,
they're both here as well, of course. And all of them are going to have their different reactions to this. Faulkner he's looking over the briefing, he's looking over the details here. And these people are loud, they're litigious, and they know how to play victim. Let's not make them the victims they claim to be. They're definitely going to file every harassment claim they can. If they get the chance. Right? Special Agent, if I may? He's looking at you, Blair.
Yeah, I'd say so.
He nods and feels a little bit more confident when you say, I'd say so. Very well. Yeah, then let's not give them any reasons to file those claims, right? Because that would... And he's not going to look at you, Blair, when he says that. He's going to look at Taylor and Lynn and possibly Gwen. Because you are senior enough to understand these kind of things.
What have I ever done?
You just look as young as the others, so he just lumps you in with... Lynn these are extremists. They're organizing openly. I'm just looking forward to anything that they might do to give us an excuse to escalate. I'm happy to volunteer for tailing people. If they do traffic violation, we have a chance to put some spokes into their wheels, right? Rub some gravel into their machinery.
Yeah, we have a history of parking tickets from the one guy. We might be able to just kind of keep an eye on him and make sure he stays inside his lines. Is it Brunt? Who was that? Oh, yeah. Brunt or Bellman.
Indeed. Taylor is quiet at this particular moment. He's looking over things and he's nodding to himself, and yeah, he's just agreeing at this point. He doesn't throw in a lot of his own opinions.
And sorry, you gave the arrival times, but they were staggered by like at least one a day, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We need a new evidence board, don't we? Let's go.
Yep.
Foresee no evil. This is evil no one can see. Okay. Gotta remove all the old stuff, as it were. Here we go. Evidence board. We need a timeline, right? That's the first thing. I still have the pictures of Galt here because of Delta Green's interest in this. If you see Galt.
If we see Galt at the conference, there's going to be a fucking problem.
Maybe a little bit, yes. Maybe a little bit of a problem.
Especially since we can't just target him without being questioned by the non-friendlies.
You can, as long as they don't see you.
Yeah.
Oops, I accidentally crashed a helicopter into the Nazi convention.
That sounds like a really weird title for a pop song, doesn't it?
You're right.
Oh
We
my
had a
God.
key to a helicopter, a plane in a hangar somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You do, yes. You have that.
Noted.
No, it's a plane. Yeah, it's a Cessna.
Noted.
But it's still something we can crash into the
Into my ear.
I think Delta
Yeah.
Green would not appreciate that either, honestly. I don't think anyone would appreciate that because it's much too noisy.
I'm just
Plus, that would be
saying,
sacrificing one member.
I'd be willing to die in a helicopter crash to take out a Nazi vampire. But you
Your
guys.
willingness for sacrifice is noted. Alphonse
Plan
prefers his
B.
agents alive.
Hit me with it. What's plan B?
The plan B is going into the plane.
What about the boat? What about the boat? Do you think we could deflate it and then rapidly inflate it and just blow up the building that way?
Oh, probably not.
So we have. Should I put it in yellow here? No, not day 7. It as. There we go. Drinkwater arrives.
We could also try to contaminate them with legionnaires. That's another option.
What?
What?
It was a disease. I think it's waterborne, if I remember correctly, but basically, way back then there was a convention, and I want to say Philadelphia. There was mysterious illness, and people at the convention were dying. Nobody knew why, but then they found out there was I believe, waterborne. Yeah,
it's
contaminant. We could put that in the
Oh.
convention
I think
center.
that was actually used by a cult in the 90s in Oregon. They put it into the salad in buffet restaurant, and a lot of people got sick from that.
Oh.
Noted.
Anyway, so yes, everybody's gonna stay at the Marriott. So
We could also sneak lectin into their food. It's not lethal, but it would be funny as hell.
Let's settle down on the poisoning right now around the newbies.
the newbies will be a bit like, "What are you doing?" if you start plotting poisonings, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Delta Green has its own protocols that are not the same FBI's, but yeah.
I'm just saying there's several ways to take out these motherfuckers. Just let me at them.
Oh no.
So we have Brunt. He arrives, what did I say? 4:45. He does not arrive by JFK. He arrives at the Central Station because he takes the train. His suite at the Marriott Hotel will be 1708. And then Ames. And he will 10 p.m. apparently. Also at JFK International, and he will be in room 1126. So that is the schedule for the arrivals and so on.
I'm sorry, what's the name of the guy who's already in town?
Colm.
Colm? Yeah. We know where he lives, right?
Yep.
Oh, we do.
Cool.
You absolutely.
And his current employer, Hardwick, what is that company?
That is.
Oh, is it a law firm, Hardwick, Chatterton, and Merlot?
I believe so, yes. No, he's an
Okay.
accountant.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. And yeah, if we know where he lives, and he's the only one who's not here, then we could probably send an agent or two to go scope things out over there, while we have somebody help the newbies set up the room in the Marriott. Or we can get 2 adjoining rooms, however you want to handle that. Kind of give us some space to operate.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Probably stay off the same floor as them. It might be better to be a couple floors lower, just in case we get word that one of them's moving. We'll have a little bit more time to get to an elevator or try to intercept them. Because they were, what, you said it was the 11th floor, 12th floor, and like 14th or 17th? Okay, then yeah, if we get somewhere on the 5th or 6th floor, 2 adjoining rooms, and we should have plenty of time to catch them when they're moving.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody want to volunteer to go with the kids to get set up, and then somebody else can go check out
Absolutely,
Colm's
says
house?
Lynn. She is volunteering for everything.
Cool.
Or
Okay.
yeah, I don't see any reason. I'm volunteering for staking out Colm's apartment too, she says. Absolutely.
We're going to go ahead and split and kind of get things set up one way or the other, so you're going to have to pick a lane, Lynn.
She's just gonna look at Blair, wherever you need me.
What skills do you have in Stakeouts?
This will be my first, she says. My first, longer one. I did 4 years with the Naval Investigative Service.
I'm sorry, who was our former state attorney? He's
That's
probably our
Faulkner.
legal criminology guy.
That's Faulkner.
I guess the Stakeout for Lynn?
Yeah, I'll volunteer to go along. I'm not sure if we want a third head in the car or...
Yeah, we probably should have.
One of our more experienced agents should probably oversee whoever goes to the hotel just to make sure everything's on the up and up.
Yeah.
Either of you two want to come along for the stakeout, or do you guys want to go to the Marriott?
I could
Yeah, go ahead.
probably go to the Marriott. Just get us set up there.
Then I'll go with the Stakeout.
Cool. So Blair, Lynn, Richthofen in the car, right?
Oh, so we're doing the Delta Green agents one car together.
No, sorry. Lynn was coming with us and Gwen was going to the hotel, right?
Okay.
I'm asking, right? That's what's happening?
I think
It's a good
so, yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Then yeah, in that case, go ahead, shake hands, agree to split up and meet back at the hotel later on tonight.
Yep.
Shake hands, agree. Yeah, there you go. Boom.
You might need to make a human face as I try to make some sort of strained expression to you as we're separating.
Alright, we're gonna have the stakeout. We're gonna have the stakeout here. Let's go. This is going to be your view for a while. Like, at least for some people. Just sitting in that car. What kind of surveillance equipment do you want to bring?
They said anything non-intrusive. So if we have one of the directed microphones or a laser listener, maybe like surveillance cameras, just the basic deal. We shouldn't be going inside, obviously, so.
Yeah.
But you will anyway, right?
Probably not with Lynn in the car, but
Yeah.
I do think it might be a good idea for me to grab a jogging suit or something, or at least something that I would have worn to work out in. And at some point, I'll go ahead and do like a couple laps around like the block, see if I can get an angle on the house, see what the fronts and sides look like.
That is still non-intrusive, so none of that is weird. Okay, so there we go. Just so we have the various locations mapped out. Oh, I should activate the map too. Apparently that's the thing I should do. There you go. So let's put people out on the map, shall we? we have Blair, Gwyn. You know what? We're gonna make those squares a little bit smaller. There we go. Much easier to put you out on the map like that. And we want to have Faulkner, Lynn, and Taylor. We wanted to have... Who was going to Colm's apartment again? Now it's going to be easier to organize this.
It was Lynn, Blair, and...
Lynn and Blair. Was it Richthofen?
Yeah.
And Gwyn, Faulkner, and Taylor are setting up the hotel. I guess. Is that the organization here?
I think
Yep.
so.
Very well. Surveillance team on Colm. It is daytime. I'm assuming you have brought surveillance equipment of some kind. Binoculars, directional microphones, and so on. Unfortunately, I don't think any of you have a lot of SIGINT.
Yeah, not sure what sort of technical skills Lynn has related to the investigation, but if she's got stealth, SIGINT, any of that sort of stuff, then
You know what?
she can park the
just
car.
correct. I'll need to check my notes again. But it's a distinct possibility. Anyway, this place here, let me present to you what the apartment and the area looks like. It's because we're starting here on day one with just going for Steven Colm. It's a nice enough neighborhood. It's very middle class. It's very middle class. Brownstones on Manhattan, obviously horrifyingly expensive, particularly in 2026. Slightly less so in 1999. But who knows? Maybe his family lived here and they own the place and he now owns it, and so on and so forth. You know that he is on the second floor of this 6-story brownstone. There is, as you're coming to the house on the outside, you will see that there is, of course, the main staircase going to the main building, and I think Blair might have some flashbacks from the McAllister building a little bit. It doesn't look like the McAllister building. The McAllister building was not a brownstone. But last time you were investigating a house in New York, a residential house in New York, at least this one actually has 6 floors. The 6th floor is not imaginary here. You can count it. I think Blair might be just automatically counting the floors just to see how many floors there are.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say that Blair's depression is immediately triggered by the flashback.
Oh no.
McAllister building. Because you remember it was like to go in there and maybe not be able to come out. Or were you able to come out? Or did you ever come out of the McAllister building? Has everything since you went in there just been a long dream? Can you be sure?
Blair's gotten hurt, so... Unless it's a magical dream, I don't think it's a dream.
Never know, right? Never know. Yeah. But otherwise, the neighborhood is very unremarkable, honestly. Regular people coming and going, doing their thing. You are too late arriving here to see anyone go to work. But you do have his work address as well, if you want to go there. As luck would have it, Lynn actually does have some experience with SIGINT.
Nice.
So she is definitely going to start setting up her machinery and directing the microphone towards the window to see what she can hear. I'm on this, she says, very confidently. Starts operating her machinery.
Double question marks? Yeah, that's either a crit or a botch.
Exactly. She says, don't think anyone is at home, but we didn't expect that, did we?
Hearing that, do they have a public mailbox?
Yes, but it would be inside the door.
Does the main door need a key to get in?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Shucks.
Yeah.
Is there one of those buzzer intercoms?
Absolutely there is.
Oh.
Listen, here's my plan. Tell me if you think it's too intrusive for what we got. What if I call an apartment that's not his and say, pizza drop off, and they open the front door for me, and then I just look and see if he's got any mail. Don't take anything, just see who it's from if it's anything weird. Too high risk for too little reward?
Go for it, says Lynn. Go for it.
Yeah, I don't think it's illegal if you're not taking it or opening it.
Nope. No, it wouldn't
Okay,
be.
yeah.
None of that
Then
is
cool.
illegal.
I'll go for that.
Someone just buzzed. As long as he does try to steal something from the mailbox, at that point he crosses the line. Though Lynn
Then yeah.
won't say anything to that effect.
Of course not. Then yeah, obviously I know which floor is his, so I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to shoot for like third or fourth floor, just to give me a little bit extra time to hypothetically walk up the stairs.
Yep. It's just a matter of time, really. You ring one of the buzzers. Eventually someone is going to let you in. What, pizza? Ah, cool. I didn't order any.
Take a free pizza.
Buzz. And you can go in and see the... Let's see now. What time of the month is this? This is... For some reason it's listed as... Okay, there we go. Boom. This would be March 22nd, 1919. So it's not quite bills are arriving time yet, is it? Though there might be one or two. You might see some letter in there with a window in it, on it. Yeah. In the mailbox.
Yeah, I'll take a peek at anything in there.
Yeah, it looks relatively official.
Does it say who it's from?
Electricity company, maybe?
Oh, okay, cool. That's all that's in there, though?
Yeah.
Okay. Not really any information on there I wouldn't already be privy to. I know his address, I know his name, I know the company, so I'm not going to open it. Probably just put it back and leave.
Very good. Yeah, Lynn is still operating her telescopic microphone from inside the van, and just... Nope, nothing. Bird has flown the roost, or whatever we want to call it, she says. Meanwhile, in a different part of town...
Hello.
Hello.
I promise I haven't committed any crimes yet since I've been left unattended.
That's just a matter
Yet.
of time.
Yeah.
Of course not. Nobody would believe that you could commit any crimes.
I'm
You
an
are
upstanding citizen.
The most straight-laced of all the people in this group.
Of course.
And you have with you 2 young people. Taylor
Can't
and,
let them-
and Faulkner.
Can't let them fall to the dark side now, can I?
I am absolutely convinced that you will do your absolute worst to make them fall to the dark side really fast. That
Yes.
is, I would expect nothing else. In this case, what does that even mean? We are here, you wanted to get a motel room. Do you want to get several motel rooms? We can get several motel rooms. What do you want to do?
I think for my group and for all these, we'll get several hotel rooms, at least so that the Delta Green crew can have chat without the non-initiated present.
All right, you have 6 special agents here. A logic would be, oh, we have the team exactly divided 3-3 gender-wise. So we can't
but the
just get 3 rooms because that would break. Then you'd, so... 4?
No, hear me
The
out.
problem, yes.
Okay, never mind. I'm out there.
No, I will listen to you spiritually. How about that? If
Basic
I had,
idea.
yeah, if I had, I don't know, if I had, sorry, keep laughing.
What was that?
Spiritually, you'll understand.
Yeah,
My
spiritually,
empathetic.
yes.
Basically, if we have 3 rooms, we can have 2 as an adjoining area where one is primarily set up for work and the other one is primarily set up for shift sleep. Then we can have a separate room on another floor that's actually just for sleeping when you're not on patrol or on active duty doing surveillance, essentially. And then if anybody ever needs to step away to speak to the other 2 Delta Green agents that are like off shift, quote unquote, then they can go have a song conversation while they're like getting ice or in the restroom or whatever.
So am I spiritually understanding that I should get 4 rooms?
That's what it sounds
3
like to
at
me.
least, 4
That
comfortably.
way, there can always be someone sleeping. There can always be someone awake and on duty. You wanted to have your rooms on the 12th floor, you said?
Yes, please. I would
Very
like
good.
4
Yeah.
rooms on the 12th floor.
Faulkner says, the others, right now we only have the one person here. He might say this in the briefing room before you split up. We're abstracting it a little bit here because it's day 1 of the investigation and you're getting all your stuff in order, right? But Faulkner is, since I don't know that we need 6 agents to watch over just Colm, but since our first out-of-town subject comes here tomorrow, I'd be happy to volunteer to do some background research, read their previous works. It says in the briefing that they have published a number of books, some backgrounding, basically.
Check co-authors in the special thanks section.
I will do that, says Faulkner. So that means that the first person to basically occupy one of the hotel rooms or just hang out in the hotel and... Yeah, I'm not sure you want to be sitting in public in a hotel lobby with the books these 3, I'm going to say, because one of them has never published anything. That is Colm. But Hames, Drinkwater, and Brunt, their various publications and sort of public appearances, if you will, having that on display in a lobby, yeah. Why are you sitting there reading Holocaust denial material? So he might just take a couch in one of the in the hotel room and have all the books stacked on top of each other and start reading that way.
Sounds good.
All right. What do you want to do with Taylor?
Taylor's our charismatic guy, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's
Okay.
friendly, approachable, happy to chat. Care to, as you're getting installed in the hotel rooms, he's just like looking towards you, Gwyn, and care to share any trade secrets? You said you've been around. How long have you have had the badge?
Checking my birthday real quick. I think 26 years at this point, so
Damn.
3 years.
A couple of years. Okay.
Yeah, mostly lab work.
Have you worked with the others as well? Richtofen, Blair?
Yes, I've been with them for more field work, but I usually work in the labs, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything I should think about? Any advice? I have
Blair's-
almost a year, but I'm here to learn. That's basically what my supervisor told me, that we need to get some notches in our belts. And
don't be afraid of Blair, they don't bite. Also, things will
that.
happen on the job, and it's best if you learn to not take that home with you and just be able to leave stuff
Yeah, I hear that.
in the field. Yeah.
I've heard that from others too. Yeah. Yeah. So far,
Yes.
I'm keeping it separate. Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see things that don't make sense, and you've just got to accept that's just how life is sometimes. Not everything makes sense. And that's... As a scientist, I hate to say you just have to let it go, but for your own mental sake, you do have to let it go sometimes.
Yeah. We heard about that on the Quantico too, right? But I mean, one thing is hearing about it, and another thing is living it, right? So.
Yeah, I say it now, and I still have difficulty following it myself, but gotta try.
Yep.
Yep. So, you might be best suited for talking with people. You just seem to have a bit better social skills than, say, the rest of us.
You just smiles a little. Try my best, no?
Of course. That's the best we can do sometimes.
Right?
Yeah. So if you... I guess maybe if you have the chance to talk to somebody who might have seen them doing something, like talking to witnesses, I think that would be your strong suit.
Sure thing.
Just because
don't know how many witnesses we might run into, but whatever.
I'd say
whatever you want
I'd say maybe any catering that they get for the building, anybody who is not within the organization but has any tangential interactions with them. Because I have a feeling people within this organization are going to be very standoffish if
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, and he just gesticulates towards his face, if I go up to them, I don't think they're gonna get any less standoffish.
I get that. Yes. So I think just speaking to them as federal agents is off the table, but speaking to civilians that have to have the misfortune of talking to them, they might be a bit more receptive to being like, oh no, yeah, they're doing this and that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I'll be happy to talk to anyone we need. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Though, yeah, it should probably be anyone not affiliated with them and sharing the same ideology as them. Though, I would be happy to get in their face too. I'm not.
No, yeah, I'd love to fight them, honestly, but
right.
Yeah, sadly, I cannot.
Yeah, there's that little pesky thing calling upholding the law.
Yeah.
Pesky.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, you can only punch Nazis on your downtime. As much as I hate to say it, that's the fact of the job.
He's going to actually laugh at this. I'd prefer to go through my day without having to punch anyone, but if there was anyone I had to punch, Nazis are right on top of the list.
Yeah, I'll keep just keeping an eye out on the hotel, see if anybody. Also, just keeping an eye out if they walk in, check into their rooms. That would also be very helpful.
Sure, yeah, I'll have a word with them surreptitiously. Though today, Faulkner has set himself up with a pile of books. What are we doing? We've set ourselves up in the hotel. What's next for today? Should we contact Blair, report in, ask for next duty?
Yeah, probably just contacting Blair, letting them know I've put Taylor on witness interrogation.
There are no witnesses to interrogate yet, so Taylor and...
Yeah, he's on standby for witness interrogation.
Yep.
Since I think he's probably the most friendly of us all.
There is definitely more than once a smile coming from him, which is maybe weird for a scarred Delta Green agent by now. Wait a minute, smiling. That's one of those human things that humans do to each other when they're in a good mood and like something. Have touched grass recently.
Yeah, watch a movie other than Ants.
Exactly.
And enjoy movies other than Ants.
That too.
Don't be cruel.
Well, how am I being cruel? I said I don't enjoy movies other than Ants.
Don't make fun of Freddy.
I'm not making fun of Freddy. I am being entirely genuine. I would never dare make fun of Freddy. I think he would punch my face off if I did.
Anyway, Blair and Richthofen team surveilling Colm's apartment uptown will get the call from your colleagues at the hotel. They're installed. Faulkner is sitting with a pile of books. Blair, what do you want them to do next for the rest of this day? Are we putting up an iron circle around Colm's apartment, like 5 out of 6 agents just watching that place?
I love that idea.
Yeah, there really isn't much else to do today.
Not a whole lot. Have a
we-
lot of people, very few to do surveillance on, like one person, and you can do shifts watching from several different vantage points. You have the chance to go and have lunch and chill and not have to be super hurried about the lunch and things like that. Yeah. Lynn will be a little bit jittery after a couple of hours of this. Like, nothing is happening. But something is happening in the afternoon.
Yippee!
Meteor strikes, everybody dies. It was a horrible thing from space that finally came through. Wait, no.
Lethality 90.
The horrible red thing that... Who was it who saw the red thing again? Was that Talbot?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was Talbot.
Oh yeah.
So we can't use that against her. Very sad.
Do we see Talbot? That might be terrifying.
That would be terrifying, but you do not see Talbot. Instead, at 3 p.m. No, I'm going to say 3:30 p.m. You will see your first subject approaching, coming to the apartment. What does it say? Colm 1. I don't know why it says Colm 1. It doesn't say Colm 1 anymore. Okay, there we have it. Steven Colm. You've seen him before. His picture in the briefing. Dressed in a suit. He has probably a coat as well because it's March, so it's not that warm in New York yet. And yeah, he's arriving back home. You have enough agents in place here to not miss that. Absolutely.
Does he show up with any luggage, any bags, briefcases, anything?
A briefcase. He goes up to the front gate of the brownstone, opens it up with the proper code. He goes inside. By now, I think you have done some stakeout on this place, so you will know the following about the apartment. It has... I already mentioned that it's on the second floor. There is, of course, the main staircase inside. There is a fire escape on the outside, but the fire escape can be seen from the street. And there are 2 ground floor entrances to the building. So, if you climb the fire escape, people in the street will see you.
And what angle of approach is the other ground level entrance?
So, there's going to be a ground floor entrance on the back side of the building, as well as on the front side of the building. The back side is towards an alleyway, which has the other brownstones facing the same way.
Okay.
Colm will simply go into his apartment. You can tell because he is going up the stairs and lights will be switched on. Not that at 3:30 you don't really need that much light in the apartment, but yeah, you can definitely tell the shadows of his movement. And let's go, where do we have Lynn here? She's using her telescopic microphone. And she's gonna, you can see that she reacts a little bit when he gets in, removing the headset from her ears, like, oh, there's a dog.
How big does it sound?
That is very hard to tell. Medium, maybe? It doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like a chihuahua, I'll tell you that much, she says.
So more like a bark than a yip or a boof?
Yes.
Okay. That could mean a lot of dogs.
A yip, a bark,
honestly?
or a boof. Here we have the 3 size classes of dogs.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's not a Tibetan Mastiff. Okay, we're good.
I think this would be a good time for me to go ahead and give you all some space, not make any more ambient noise. So Richthofen will go ahead and start his jog at this point, and he's going to try to get an eye on the surrounding building, see if there are any businesses nearby, or even better yet, in line of the building while he's out.
All right. Yeah, this is going to be amazing because in the afternoon, of course, just to add to your misery, the skies will open up. There's actually
What?
heavy rain now.
Oh, Jesus.
And degrees are in the 40s, maybe low 50s at best.
I will go ahead and put the hood up.
Jog.
I'm still going to go with it just because I scope the area out. I don't need super perception when I'm basically just checking the surrounding buildings and
This is
businesses.
true.
But I
Business,
will
you
tell
said.
Lynn. I will tell Lynn before I go. I say, hey, just a heads up. Obviously, he's here now, so keep an ear out. But don't let our anticipation of this turn nothing into something. Obviously, we're not trying to be invasive, but we're not trying to make something where there's not. So don't jump the gun if he says anything weird. Just take notes.
Taylor will nod. Take a note and write down what you just said.
Well, sorry, Lynn is the one who's here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Taylor and Gwyn haven't joined you? I thought they all joined
Oh,
you.
did they
Oh,
come
have
back?
they?
Did
It's up to Blair. You are the lead.
I think that was the we just agreed on.
Okay, then yeah.
All of them.
If they've showed up, then yeah, I'll make sure everybody knows. Okay, it's
We
not.
have a van for all 6. But if you need more vehicles, you can always check things out from the FBI garage. So you can.
Well, we should have left in at least the 2 vehicles, right? Because we split
Yeah.
from the location.
Yeah. What? You're not using the subway? The subway of New
Don't we
York is
need-
amazing.
Don't we need like
Oh.
a pass for that?
Yes, you need to pay the tokens like everyone else.
Just saying, we have legs.
You have, yeah, but you also have vehicles. Anyway, Richthofen, why don't you roll a luck check? Let's see if you find what what you're looking for.
Hippie. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Look at that! You find what you're
Ooh.
looking for. So it's a business that has a good view of Colm's apartment. Is that what we wanted to have?
Yeah.
What kind of a business are we looking for here? Give me specifics.
Anything that would not be weird to make returns. If it's like a coffee shop or somewhere where you can eat, snack, hang out, maybe even visit multiple times a day. It wouldn't be weird to see a regular several times.
The local bodega, obviously.
Okay. Do they have an area outside where you could sit and eat at least for a bit?
Yes, when it's not March.
That's fair. Then yeah, at the very least, we'll have...
I don't think any of the local businesses have started serving people outside, because when the temperatures are like these and the weather is like this, you're not going to get a lot of people seated around tables outside.
Should I be making an athletics check for my jog?
No, that's fine. You're okay. You can...
Okay, good.
Yeah. You have some athletics, don't you?
I've got 50, so I'm fluent in athletics.
You're fluent in athletics, exactly. You can just run around the block in your running suit. I think there might be one or two eyes in your general direction because you're running absolutely terrible weather. But with a rain poncho, anything is possible, and you're not going to be the only health nut who defies the weather gods to get their steps in and get their mileage in New York. Definitely others who do the same thing. It's New York. Nobody cares what you do. Everybody's used to everything. Everything weird happens in New York. Is this the best place ever to have unnatural things happen because everybody goes just, it's New York.
Probably.
That's why the movie Men in Black was in fact set in New York, because half of the cities are alien. Anyway. Yeah, you have taken a lap around the block. Generally a layout, a feeling for the neighborhood. You've spent most of the day around here. You're gonna get a sense for who are the retirees who are home all day, where are the kids at, where are the local businesses, restaurants, and so on and so forth. The playground down the street where someone is not shooting hoops because the weather is just absolutely too bad for that. The occasional squad car. There's got to be some police presence coming through this area. New York PD coming through just to show their presence at least once during the day. Otherwise, yeah, it's another manic Monday with a lot of rain coming down. And anybody want some donuts? Taylor volunteers to go get the donuts for the group. Or whatever you want. Coffee and what have you.
Yes, please.
Now that we only have the one person to surveil, he says, might as well take the chance. We're going to get busier over the next couple of days, right?
Yeah.
Lynn might be like, do take the job a little bit more seriously, okay, Taylor? She says. And yeah, whatever he's doing up there, she says, listening to the microphone, I can't hear much of anything after that dog. I don't know if I have a good angle, like if his office is towards the street or if he has an office towards the back of the apartment or what have you, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, he'll probably have to walk.
She says.
He'll probably have to walk the dog at some point, but obviously he won't be there to have a conversation for that. So, like, the dog's pretty consistently noisy, at least.
Just when he comes home, it's noisy. Oh, look, Dad is home, is the message coming from the dog. Okay. After that, it's quiet in there, and yeah.
Okay.
She might hear the dog eating at some point.
No TV, radio, ambient noise otherwise?
Not really, no. There might be some music playing in his room, in his apartment. Wagner, absolutely.
Of course. And yeah, I guess at this point we're just going to hurry up and wait.
Gwyn, Blair, any other opinions about activities for the day?
Nope.
So
Think
hurry
we,
up and wait it is.
Yep.
Colm is having his supper at about 6. Lynn is picking that up through the microphone. What he's eating, she cannot tell, but he's eating something. And by 7:30, she's, oh, here's some activity. No, he's actually been on the phone with some people as well. She would have picked that up as well. His end of the phone conversations.
Any indication what they might be, or just basic pleasantries?
It's hard for her to piece out because she's only hearing that one. We're back to that again. You've done surveillance like that before, haven't you?
Yeah.
At least Palace did. And Blaine.
Yeah, not me personally. Yeah.
And Gwyn, didn't you?
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. We're already back to that stuff, aren't we?
Oh.
There's gonna be some short conversations. Yes, Colm. Yes, understand. The answer is no. No, we'll wait. I'll call again. 10 p.m. Same method? Very good. And then at almost 7, he's on the phone again. Yes. Yes, very good. He's calling up. He's the one doing the calling this time. Yes. This is Steven Colm of The Review. We have booked 4 rooms for this weekend. I would like to switch them out. Now. Yes, please. No, it is my request as your customer to switch out rooms. That is because I want it to be changed. I am the customer. You don't have to know the reason or reasons. Yes? Very good. Very good. Thank you. Yes, those rooms will do nicely. I'm pleased with that. Thank you. Hangs up. At 7:30, you will see him walk his dog. He is coming out of the apartment. He has the dog with him, which is some kind of medium mixed race dog. Which in this context is probably a little bit weird, given that he is a white supremacist and so on, but apparently...
Was expecting a pure-blooded German Shepherd, right?
You would have thought, yeah. But apparently
Yeah.
the whole pure breed stuff is only applicable for humans, not dogs, at least in his worldview. But yeah, he's coming out and he has an umbrella and he has his overcoat and it's just raining. And he does not have a smile on his face and he is walking the dog for pretty much half an hour. He is very conscientious with making sure to not leave anything behind. He has his plastic bags and everything with him. He's meticulous in the cleanliness department. Being a good citizen. And the dog looks happy. Not happy, I wouldn't say, because of the rain. The dog will stop every 100 feet and just do the shake all the water off, which doesn't really work because of the downpour. But yeah. Eventually they have done the lap. And at 8, he is on point, this man. It's not like 7:32 that he comes out the door. It's 7:30 sharp. Like, literally, like, ding on the dot that he comes out with the dog. And he spends just enough time, but he doesn't return, like, 8:02. It's gonna have to be on the dot. 8 or 8:15. The length of the walk is gonna be exactly the number of minutes.
Ugh.
He's a man of precision, this man. He returns up to his apartment. It's now evening of the first day of surveillance.
Okay, I will point out at this point that we do have 5 agents sitting around one microphone.
Yep.
So we might want to figure out who is going to try to pull our first overnighter, and then whoever is not doing that might go ahead and at least just scope out what his work looks like. Presumably, he still has to go there if he hasn't taken the whole week off. Might be easy to catch some sort of information somewhere in transit or when he's there if he has an office.
True.
Makes sense. Taylor, I can do an all-nighter or I can check out his office, whatever you like.
I'd like to stay on the all-nighter myself. I can go grab some energy drinks at the bodega over there.
Sure. Taylor's good with that. Why don't you go ahead then, Richthofen, and go to the hotel, get some shut-eye, and come back out here. We have more than enough people here. Unless Blair... And he immediately defers to Blair, because Blair is, of course.
No, that's a good idea for now.
Okay. I was saying that I've got like a pretty high will score, so I would have been cool to stay here on the first overnight shift.
Yeah,
And if necessary, I could drink the energy, but yeah.
There's absolutely no reason for you to not have a good nap before your first overnighter, because you have enough staff.
Fair point. Well, are we keeping 4 on the house, or is somebody coming in a shift with me to at least check on the room and make sure everything's set up?
I can come with, just to check over everything. And now we have to keep in mind with that phone call that their rooms got switched.
We still think it's the same hotel, though, right?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it made it sound like he was just switching the rooms, not the hotel.
Okay. We'll figure something out, but posting somebody at the lobby for people's check-ins just to overhear which room they get assigned, or maybe have somebody just hanging out around the elevators or something.
Yeah. At least when they start filing in.
Everybody, good luck tonight, and remember, don't make something out of nothing.
Are you looking at Gwyn now? I'm just curious for no reason at all.
No,
What?
not necessarily.
Thank you. What have I ever done?
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so Richthofen wants to do an all-nighter. Does anyone else want to do an all-nighter? Faulkner has been reading things at the hotel all day. Or at the FBI central office. Maybe that's even better, because he has access to all sorts of...
Call him up and see if he wants anything on the way.
Faulkner? No, I'm good. This is boring shit, but someone has to read it. I do not understand how anyone believes any of this stuff. But, here we are. That's basically what Faulkner says. He's been doing homework all day. He has not gotten through all the books. Or the media appearances. He has been he's been doing research to try and find when these gentlemen have done media appearances. Colm has no such profile at all. He is not a public entity as far as the review group seems to be concerned.
A really funny prank would be to assign Faulkner to make a PowerPoint presentation on Holocaust denials. just to keep him busy and out of the way.
He would be out of the way, yes.
Ooh, you should also have to do transitions for each of the slides.
Yeah.
Like the little airplane one.
I don't know if they had that transition yet in 1999.
That'd keep him really busy. There's a lot of options.
There's a lot of options, yes. It's PowerPoint, I don't know if it's PowerPoint 3 point something. What was it?
I'm just
they
saying,
had
it's a
then?
great.
Microsoft
I'm just saying-
PowerPoint.
It's a great way to waste 2
2000.
hours.
Okay. We have, yes, it's Windows 2000 because everything is 2000 now, right?
You're in the future, officially.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember exactly when in 1999 it was released, but yeah, it comes out 1999. So, yeah, it has enhanced web integration, you guys. Improved templates, advanced multimedia handling.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you
And-
could search for clip art directly from the sidebar.
And
Such a
Clippy.
time saver.
Clippy is there.
Hmm.
Clippy is now officially in the computer world.
Hell yeah.
Well, are we sure he's not an eldritch entity?
I mean, it's the
He
first
was-
attempt at an AI, so yes.
He's our eldritch entity.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he is. Clippy is your. Who's doing an overnight shift? Richthofen and who else?
think
Nobody's
Blair
racing their
agreed.
ass. Taylor volunteers. Lynn volunteers. I guess it's gonna be Richthofen, Lynn, and Taylor. There you go. That's the overnight
Fine by me.
shift.
Alright.
He sent the old man off to get a nap. That's crazy.
Yeah, but you and Taylor and Lynn will all three go and get a nap, while Blair and Gwyn and not Faulkner, because he's still doing homework apparently, also with a PowerPoint presentation. So yeah, it's gonna be Gwyn and Blair who are alone in the surveillance vehicle, watching Colm's apartment at night, even as it's raining. What are we doing? You're two old friends, and you're both Delta Green clearance. You can speak openly here. Nobody's around to listen to anything strange when you talk about horrible monsters.
Any recommendations on what to do in New York? Wasn't one of your ops here? In the
Yes,
past?
was. Though that was some sort of other dimension thing. It was not fun.
Got it. Wondering if you knew a pizza place or something, but that's worse, I'm guessing.
Well, we
Guessing
burnt
you
it
did.
down.
Ah,
It's gone.
good. Good. I kind of like this dimension.
A pizza place in another dimension. Wait, what?
I don't know. Something tells me Club Apocalypse Pizza is not the best.
Yeah,
Someone has to
no.
create that franchise now. Apocalypse Pizza. And you guys don't have any SIGINT between you, do you?
No.
Oh,
I
no.
don't-
No, you don't.
I think. Yeah, no. I think I have computer skills, but that's about it.
Yeah, no. The only one with any SIGINT skills in this entire outfit turns out to be Lynn.
No.
Hmm.
Oh, no.
But at least she has them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To make a long story short, as you're sitting there and sharing your anecdotes, it's the first night of an op. You're supposed to get yourself absolutely wasted. And share.
I don't think we can with the newbies.
This is true. There might be some kind of obstacle to your usual Delta routines, because I think the young special agents would be a little bit concerned if you guys got completely wasted while on duty, as it were. That would be, what do you call that? Eye-catching, perhaps?
Concerning?
Yeah, that's another way of putting that. Yeah, I'd agree. That's probably a good,
I would say unprofessional.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the above. But long story short, sometime around midnight, the other team comes to switch with you guys. Colm's apartment went dark at around 10-ish. You haven't seen anything since then. And Richthofen, Lynn, and Taylor will take over nighttime surveillance. And I guess the one good piece of news for the nighttime surveillance is sometime in the middle of the night, the rain stops. It's replaced by a fog for the early morning. It's going to be a misty one in New York City, this one. 6 a.m. on Tuesday morning. And Richthofen, Taylor, and Lynn have pulled an all-nighter, which of course means that we're going to roll some d6s to see how tired you are. Though, no, wait a minute. You slept a good chunk before you had your night shift, so I'm going to say it's okay. You don't have to roll that yet. No willpower checks yet. When is the planned handover for the surveillance on Colm in the morning?
At some point, somebody was going to go by his place of work, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And surveil there. I'm assuming that'll happen when he's leaving for work or before he leaves for work.
So, presuming Faulkner is still going to be busy at the hotel, right?
He's doing the research. You've put him on that part, haven't you? He volunteered for it. It's the assistant state attorney in him that just, I can do paperwork. I can read all the things.
Cool.
I'll be happy to do the reading if nobody else wants to. I'm thinking we should do some kind of profile on these gentlemen.
I like where your head's at. Try to get some sort of information ready to us in an easy to digest manner, please.
Yes, sir. He called you sir.
Ugh, gross. So,
just above freezing this morning on Tuesday the 20th. I guess that means that Gwyn and Blair take over the surveillance at what time? Is it 6? Is it 8? When do we have shift rotation here? Come on, folks. Get organized.
I don't think it will be necessary to have everybody still stay. So I think it would be best to go ahead and send Lynn and Taylor back to sleep. And then I'll stay here for the duration, and then we can get you guys set up to watch him at his place of work, because presumably he's going to be going there later in the day anyway.
True.
Very well. Yeah, he does leave his place of residence, and he leaves at 8 in the morning. Sharp, obviously. Oh, this means that we have Blair and Gwyn and Richthofen together in the van without any of the other FBI agents. You have a moment to exchange notes about the unnatural that you haven't seen any sign of yet, but maybe you feel the need to say something to each other without having one of them listening in. So this is your chance.
At this point, obviously, we know we're here for a Delta Green mission.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In regards to all the information that we previously shared, like the stuff I found on the Kali cartel and the bodies that were missing, which hopefully does not apply to the situation here in New York. We know that our biggest plan here is we're just trying to intercept people who are networking, right? So presumably nobody here has any Karotechia relations. but somebody might reach out here. So it's unlikely that we're really going to find out too much information until they start to peek their heads out at the conference, which I don't necessarily want to have to buy a ticket to and go to, but I feel like that might be necessary if it comes to it.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to surveil them as FBI agents as well.
Yeah, but basically, I think we need to figure out who the most likely person that whoever it is going to try to contact, and then we're going to have to try and stick our other agents on the ones who we don't think Karotechia are as likely to try to talk to. Right? That way, if something does pop off, at least we're in a controlled enough situation to respond to it without having to expose them to anything they shouldn't know. So far, we only know nothing about one person. But the next guy that shows up, is he the Air Force veteran, or was it Brunt?
It is, let's go back to our evidence board, Drinkwater.
Drinkwater. Okay, so he is the history guy that I know of.
Yes. And
Okay.
history here being very, very loose.
Yeah, that's
in the
fair.
loosest possible
Yeah.
sense.
I know enough of the same area of study that it might be helpful, but aside from that, I don't know. It's probably, I think with the introduction of each of these new characters, it's probably important to have at least one of us on it to make sure nothing's too weird and kind of control the information. But definitely for the time being, we should be trying to make a checklist of who the most likely is, and we should try to keep one of us as much of an eye on them as we can, and then also the introduction of new people. And then once everybody's here, hopefully we'll have enough more context info to clue people out and assign our sub-officers to them. Does that sound like a solid game plan?
Yep.
Any areas of concern, any questions, anything at all?
I guess what do we do if one of them gets exposed to the supernatural, I should say?
Well, I guess it depends on the context of how that happens.
Yeah.
If it's just information, I guess it depends on how viable they view that information, because they might hear something that doesn't sound like anything to them, but it might mean something to us. So I guess if they bring something up, obviously, that sounds important, just try to act like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, it's not important. Like, it's just crazy conspiracy talk. But if they catch on to something pretty apparent, oh, hey, there's a Nazi zombie walking around who was executed in 1944.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
something we can't lie about.
Yeah, this dude's claiming to be second in command to the horrible, awful thingy mabob. No, yeah.
I think, considering our circumstances and our cell's lack of manpower right now, I think as a defensive tactic, the best thing would be to try and keep them under control and let them in as much information as we can without exposing too much. Don't tell them Delta Green, don't tell them A cell, Z cell, any of that information, but let them know, hey, we're with the federal government, these are real badges. We're on assignment, and you guys have not been keyed in for national security reasons, but play your cards right, and unfortunately you might be keyed in. I think that's really just the best way to play it. If you want to know more, then you unfortunately probably can. But for the time being and for national security reasons, you probably do not want to know more.
We could also... Sorry.
But yeah, but we should avoid that at all costs. Just try to control information. It seems like Lynn is going to be the most likely to intercept any phone communications or anything. So just try to keep an eye on her.
Yep, we could also try to play it as, like you said, we've been clued in to a higher clearance than you have. So if you hear anything, we want to hear it. So it's like we can't tell you the context, but just tell us anything.
I guess another play similar to that one. It not necessarily play everybody against each other, but if you ever get a chance alone with somebody, be like, hey, if you hear any specific information and you bring it to us, it'll look really good on an up-and-coming agent for us to be able to put your name on the report.
Smart.
Might try to use that up-and-comer attitude to our benefit.
They've definitely got ambition, I'll give them that.
Yeah.
This would be this perfect way to onboard a new player to this group, wouldn't it? Just
Yeah.
pick up Taylor
So,
or
honestly.
Lynn or Faulkner.
Yeah, this is like the perfect op for someone could just join and take over one of the innocent little agents.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never seen anything bad. They have seen something bad, they think, but not that bad.
Yeah, I keep imagining them all with the little propeller hats.
They are so innocent, aren't they, Gwen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of innocence, just to remind you, and that goes for maybe not Gwen so much because you actually got some sanity back, but Blair, who has less sanity, it's totally possible for you to prescribe yourself some meds or drink some alcohol or something like that to augment your ability to resist sanity loss. So if you take any benzodiazepines like diazepam or clonazepam, you get a plus 20 bonus to a sanity roll to repress an acute episode of disorder at a cost of minus 20 to all the skills and stat tests. Heavy drinking or marijuana gives your agent a plus 10 to repress an acute episode at the same minus 20 penalty to skill and stat tests. Alcohol is the same risk of addiction as benzos. Prescription SSRI drugs like paroxetine, fluoxetine, sertraline are likely going to be part of an ongoing treatment for depression or anxiety disorders, but they don't have an effect on play. So when it comes to the plus 20 and so on, I guess it would be at this stage it would be totally logical for Blair to be taking some kind of SSRI drug, antidepressant.
Yeah.
Also, important question. When you say marijuana, do you mean CBD, THC, or both? Yes.
CBD is the one who would be better for mental health things. If you are high on THC, you just don't care about the stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, okay,
But
are we talking, like,
I think
calm
CBD would...
down?
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
CBD would have less impact on the skill and stat tests in general and help you with mental health in general, but the THC will definitely give you all the penalties because everything is so mushy now.
No, yeah, I actually used to do actual professional research for this. So, yeah, I've heard it described, or CBD described as melatonin minus the sleepy.
Oh.
But, yeah, but THC is like a whole
I
different
think
piece.
that might
So I was
not
like,
be
how
incorrect.
fucked up are we talking?
Yeah, that depends on how much THC you get down with, but the more...
Yeah.
It says heavy drinking or marijuana, so more
Okay,
than
so
a
it's like-
milligram?
Are we babysitting Blair? I think that's what I was trying to get at. It's like...
It really depends on how Blair is self-medicating right now. But if the manure hits the air oscillator, you can definitely take some substances to get a plus 20 on your sanity check. Not like you need it or anything, right?
And so that's a preemptive thing if you're already suffering from the...
Yeah, it's when you have, to repress an acute episode, yeah.
Okay, so not if you're already experiencing the episode. You would have to have
No,
it.
when you start with experiencing the episode, then when you need to repress it and pushing it down again, that's when you take the sedatives, the psychoactive sedatives.
Got it. And so that's a sanity check to repress it
Yes, indeed.
when you're already... Okay, cool. Thank you.
So, Just saying, just throwing it out there so you don't forget about the possibilities that you have available to you. Well,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna need.
There is a
I'm gonna need
reason.
uppers and downs.
There is a reason why people in the past, before psychiatry was more developed all sorts of bad addictions to alcohol and so on. I'm sure there was nobody coming home from frontlines who ever became an alcoholic because of PTSD, right? Nope. Not. Anyway, back to this world where you are, because I don't think that Blair is currently smoking a joint or drinking heavily, or are you? Depression?
No.
You're trying to, you are assigned to be in command, and the first thing that happened on the first day of the op was depression, because I'm watching the Brownstone and McAllister vibes are being recalled into my system. That is not good for me. But yeah, that was yesterday. Maybe today it's better, right? Yeah. Maybe that is why Blair has been nominally in charge, and it's been a lot of other people who have been doing things. So far, you know what? Since Blair's not going to do it, Gwyn and Richthofen, why don't you roll me a human check? This is for your impressions of the young ones, if you will. So far, woo! Richthofen succeeding at a human check.
Wow.
This is
I learned a lot in Germany.
You did.
Yes, you did.
Well, Gwyn will learn more over time, won't you?
Yeah.
Richthofen, you will have noticed between the three younguns, Faulkner has had almost no interaction with anyone, so no impression other than he is clearly, as much as he looks like the all-American waspy hero and could function probably in LA Law or some kind of soap opera like that, like a police procedural, something like that. He's photogenic enough for that. He is clearly the nerd of the group because he was an assistant state attorney, right? He knows how to cram literature. Absolutely. Which is why he's in his happy place doing that right now, probably. And he has had no interaction with Blair accordingly. Lynn, I would say, she's probably not... She's not saying anything about it, but there's this distinct feeling Richthofen gets that Lynn is unimpressed with Blair so far, because everybody else seems to be making the decisions, even though she's supposed to be in charge. And Lynn is like, why aren't you stepping up and taking charge more? But she's not saying that. It's just that kind of itchy feeling inside her blazer. She wants that structure. She comes from the Navy, okay? She's used to officers barking order to her. Taylor, however, seems to be very pleased with the current op so far. He seems to like that Blair is so laid back. He seems to like that his reading of this is probably, oh, look at this. Blair is doing the soft leadership style where she's accepting the input from everybody on the team, which is great for a bonding exercise and great to build a team. A great way to build a team. He digs the laid back style. That is what Richthofen gets from these two.
Very cool.
At 8 p.m., your friend Colm leaves the office. Leaves his apartment, I should say. It is no longer raining. A little bit misty outside, maybe, this morning. Temperature's just above freezing. And I know that we have two people who want to go to his office, right? And check that out.
Yep.
What can I say about that place? Harwick, Chatterton, and Merlot. these amazing offices.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes, where he is an accountant. It's gonna be, he's taking the subway, like so many other New Yorkers. He doesn't take a car, he just goes down to the subway, hops it, goes to his office. It takes him roughly half an hour to get there. And it's gonna be in one of these buildings that are like, it's a real estate for offices. So there's gonna be a whole lot of different small and medium-sized companies that have their offices in this building, maybe 10 floors or so. He is on the 4th, and I don't know what you want to do there. He arrives at 8:30. He clocks in. Blair, go in. What do you want to do with Colm's office? Do you want to follow him into this? This is an accounting firm, and
Sorry, did he drive a car?
no, he takes the sub.
Okay.
Would we be able to find the records of the people who he does accounting for?
You would have to ask the accounting firm, and that is probably going to be material that they don't want to release to the public necessarily.
Yeah, and it would alert him as well.
Yeah.
So we
I mean,
can't let-
firms like this are not in the habit of just releasing client information to anyone who just walks in.
There's no public records or anything we'd have access to. We can't just call the IRS and ask, hey, whose taxes have you filed? Or whose taxes have been filed from this location?
I'm not sure that the IRS would release that information to the FBI without a warrant, actually. Because privacy laws and stuff. Things get much easier after 9/11. I'll say that. But it's still the 1990s.
Wild statement to make, but okay.
Yes, I know. But there you are. The surveillance state in the US expands considerably after 9/11. Because at that stage they go, terrorism everywhere. So, yeah. There was a lot more paperwork to be done to access private information in the 1990s than later.
Is their accounting license up to date? I guess that's another.
Oh yeah, you can check that. How would we check that? Let's make. Oh yeah, your law skills are amazing.
Oh no.
Yes.
Do we have
mean
anyone with law skill around here?
Do you mean they can't just let me loose in public records? Damn.
No. So are you entering the office here, or are you trying to talk to the receptionist? Are you just doing a city hall's, like a record check for the accounting firm?
Lynn might break off and go to City Hall for that.
Okay, yeah. Colm is an employee at that place?
At City Hall?
No, not at City Hall. At the accounting firm. So, if he's doing something shady, the review is not being published by the accounting firm, right? His Holocaust denial is not being published by the accounting firm.
No, I'm just looking for a reason we can legally look into them.
Very well.
Other than the fact that we are stalking a Holocaust denier.
We can have Taylor. He has some law. He can look into some things for you here. Let's go.
Thank you, Taylor.
Yeah, he's very happy. Oh, look at that. Taylor's the man, right?
Yeah, Taylor's my new favorite dude.
Ooh.
Taylor's apparently the man. Unfortunately, he's gonna say everything seems very clean on the accounting firm end. Very regular business. Nothing shady going on that I can see in the records.
Thank you for looking into it. Certainly saved me some time and humiliation.
Yeah, he'll get to you with that at about noon.
Okay.
And I'm actually gonna go and roll. Okay. Human again. Faulkner still on the case. That's just sad. Okay. Faulkner starts with emotional burnout. That's great. Yeah.
Oh no.
Faulkner is not happy about reading all this Holocaust denial. It is clearly affecting him very poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is not strange, right? And I think anybody would lose willpower points from reading these kinds of books, right? For, what is it, 2 hours straight now? He's just been cramming this stuff.
Yeah.
So, are we going to leave our agents here knowing that 4:15 someone is going to have to go and pick up Drinkwater? The trail on Drinkwater from the airport. And I guess we'll get to that. I can't say that before we get to that Colm will leave his work at 3. Very consistent with yesterday.
And yeah, I think I should be a part of the team. I'm freshly rested, and I kind of have some knowledge of the history guy. So not sure if I want to bring 1 or 2 agents with me, or actually, I guess I should bring 1 with me, and then send the other 2 to scope out Colm's apartment, since he's going to be going back there.
Very well. So we'll have Manhattan map for next time. Colm's apartment. We don't have JFK here, obviously, but you want to go to JFK, right?
Yeah, we're going to have to be in the proximity to see him leave.
Yep. Who else is going to JFK on this day?
I think we should keep Lynn on the apartment so she can effectively use her SIGINT.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring Taylor with me and have Faulkner hang out with her and get some time away from the Nazi books.
Okay. Is this okay with Blair and Gwen as well?
No, yeah, Taylor needs a walk.
Yeah.
Alright, so does that mean that Gwen and Blair are taking a break in the afternoon and sleeping in the hotel for evening shifts purposes?
Sure.
Alright,
It
so
doesn't look like they can get in any trouble while we're gone.
I'm sure
If you guys do want to get extracurricular, you got some time and space to do.
Exactly. So the 4 p.m. shift will be Lynn and Faulkner on Colm's apartment, Taylor and Richthofen at the airport, and Gwyn and Blair at the hotel. Officially, you're taking a nap for the night shift. Unofficially, we'll get back to that in a week, won't we? Next time on See No Evil Part 2. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, bell icon, follow all the typical things you need to do to stay in touch with ASO and get all your updates from the front lines.